Hi everyone, in the last video I fixed the marble pressure of the kick drum. It's perfect now. I'm working towards a big marble test with maybe 100,000 marbles using the kick drum, snare drum and the hi-hat, and for that I also need to fix the pressure of the snare drum and the hi-hat here. This means changing out these plywood parts for the snare drum and some plywood parts up here for the hi-hat. I made this system modular so I can make new parts and exchange only these. Even though it's quite a lot of disassembly and assembly, it's a one-time setup. So the first thing I have to do is to CAD the new parts. These are all the parts for the machining layer of the drum pressures. I'm going to extract the snare drum and the hi-hat drum part from this design. So here's for the snare drum, and I want to make this marble path shorter. But in this design, I have deleted the design history, which means I don't have any sketches where I can just change this design easy. So when you have a body in Fusion 360 with no design history, it's actually very, very easy to recreate the design history. And this is very useful when you get a step file from someone else with no design history. I'm going to really quickly show how I create design history for a part like that, so we can then change it and mold it the way we want to. So these are the 8 plywood parts I'm going to recreate, and I'm going on and on and on about the thing to learn the dependencies in the timeline. The reason I'm going over and over in this is when I learned CAD, this is something that I couldn't wrap my head around, and it cost so much question marks. I was just bashing my head, working for hours, not understanding why I couldn't do this or that, wasting a lot of time. I don't know how useful this is for you, but if someone would have showed me this in the beginning of the Machine X process, the world tour would be going on right now. So the first thing I want to do is to transfer the contour, the side look of this piece into a sketch. And already here, it's a perfect example. We have to think what we're doing, because the sketch in Fusion 360 needs to lie on a plane. When we choose our plane, we have to be very careful. So it's very easy in this situation to just think, I want it on the side of this body. So I create a sketch and I choose the side of this body and I'll work from there, right? Wrong. When we put the sketch on a plane, we want to put it on a plane that we want to keep forever. We don't want this plane to be on this body because we want to be independent from this body. So instead, I'm creating an offset plane, but I'm basing the origin of this offset plane from our origin. We have our little plane. I'm going to create a sketch. Boom. And now the program asks me, on which plane do you want to create your sketch? So you can see kind of how it chooses these different axes here. When I go around, I can create it on the top of the piece there, top of the piece there, side of the piece there. We want to create it on my newly created construction plane, this little square here. The beauty of this is that our sketch is now independent from this previous body that we want to delete in the end of this process. So I'm projecting all the lines, but I'm unselecting the projection link. Boom. So it's independent. And now I'm just choosing all the information I want. So here's our projected sketch, independent from this body. There's no link between this sketch and this body. Move point to point, this part of the marble path to that point of the marble path. Now I'm going to extrude this minus 13.65 millimeters. That's not a cut. We want to create a new body. Boom. Old length, new length. So now I need to make the profile of the marble path on this plane up here. So this is the cutting sweep that cuts the marble path. Only one thing left to do is to extruding this wall so we can see the marbles from the outside. Minus mean distance 4.20 millimeters. We are done. So this is our new shorter, faster marble pressure valve. Here's the old one. I think this will increase the speed of the marbles pretty much. And here comes the huge point. The original body, I can just delete it. Nothing happens, nothing breaks in the timeline because nothing of the geometry in this body is linked to the previous body. We are free. I'm done with all the parts. So this one was the old one and behind you can see the new one. Much faster. We have all our new parts. We have a design history. This is now a parametric design and we have no links to the old parts. We've reversed engineered these parts and it doesn't take a lot of time and everything is clean and we are free to move on to the CNC machine. One quick game before the CNC machine. I'll show it to you regardless how well I do or not. Retreat. I should castle soon though. I'm just gonna play defensive on position. He's just running after my horse. I want my horse. Let's maybe just trade. So I'm up material, so then you generally don't mind trades. Proposing a queen trade. Because I was losing a pawn otherwise. Thank you for that trade. Ruining his pawn structure. He trades. I'm happy with that. I trade, no problem with you any day in this position. I'm up so many pawns, so the more we trade, the better for me. So now the plan is to queen some pawn. I will eventually queen up in the right corner. I can't stop this. So we make a queen, woohoo! And now I have to watch out for stalemate. That should be it. Boom! Good game. Mole infestation is spreading to all parts of my life, worrying times indeed. Anyway, you could see me there starting flattening the stock of the plywood. I have to make these parts 13.65mm thick, and that's been kind of difficult before. My CNC table is not really accurate, so I have to recut that soon and do some maintenance on my CNC machine. So here the machine is waiting for me to change the tool and restart it. Change to 2 sizes of drills, and then I put screws through all the parts so I don't have to use tabs. I'm happy that I use a 2mm fillet on all corners of this part, even if it's a 90-degree outside corner. I put a little round over, you can see it here actually, on all the corners, which makes the burr go away. It's quite a lot of post-processing still. My cutting bits are quite worn out, so they don't cut crisp, but the parts are done. Great. We have our parts CNC machine. Let's take a closer look. So let's check the thickness. I've been struggling with the thickness because my CNC table needs to be recut and adjusted, so it's not so precise. But that is 13.66. Since this design is designed to be stacked in layers like this, any error in thickness multiplies. Oh, here's 54.5, so we're less than 1mm off with 4 layers, which is actually really good. This will definitely travel much simpler in these versions. So as always, I use my favorite technique of splitting the design in the middle. So it's easy to CNC from one side like this, only one-sided machining. And when I put the 2 parts together, we have a 3D internal marble path. Et voilà. Slight moment of panic here over at Wintergatan 2. I just tried to put the video from the SD card from the camera into the computer. Turns out there's a mole in my SD card reader. If I can't fix this, I can't make any YouTube videos. Ah, there's a screw. I feel like Louis Rossmann now. He's been on a crusade for the right of repair. I'm so with him on that. I need to get under this lid. Wow, this requires delicacy. Not my strong point. If I cut those off though. Here goes nothing. Yes, there we are. See that broken little lip? I saw it from the hall. The origin of the Wintergatan videos. They're all transferred through here to your eyes and ears, everyone. I had a broken SD card, leaving a piece of plastic in here. That little piece of plastic have bent this little thing. Imagine being on Mars. Your whole life support system depends on that little electronic connection. Okay, like that, and then... Yes. What do you think, Wilson? He can't believe his eyes. And now... the cable back in, and now final test. King of the universe! Let's see if we can read from it. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Yo, 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 yo. That's how I always start the videos for Hannes. God morgon, god morgon. Idag tror jag fan att det ska hända, vet du. It works. Another day, another upload for Vintergatan 2. Woot woot. Whacked the chess mole, whacked the SD card mole. They are not safe from the mole slayer. Next step now is to take these parts and disassemble actually all these parts to get these parts in. Unfortunately, there has been a lot of things happening behind the scenes that I had to take care of. So I will have to do this assembly in the next episode. However, I wanted to share to you what I did yesterday because it was another Thursday and I went on another bike ride. I'm just sharing because this makes me really, really happy, these Thursday bike rides with an awesome bike group. These guys are too fast for me. I was like dead the whole evening yesterday. But I know long term for this project to do these exercise bike tours is amazing. So yeah, let me bring you along with me on a Mediterranean mimosa adventure. Another Thursday, another bike ride, and I wanted to show you something special in the background here. So here's the bike, and if we look down there, you can see the sea and the beaches, and over there is the Alps with snow. How cool is that? And behind me, Mount Doom. And here's our friend from last week. Uh-oh. Oh no, I can't believe it. Everywhere I turn. If we go this direction, we have 479 kilometers to Venice. Around 30 minutes bike ride, my speed. Italian Alps, Cannes, then is the sea and the mimosa.
Very.
The most important of them all. This is the dwelling of the Mimosa elves. They harness the power of the mimosa. Mimosa inspired garbage bags. You can see how the mimosa have affected the culture. Biking so fast my computer says 0 kilometers per hour. Mimosas on the bus stops, and we're going downhill. Both the bike and the comedy level. Fun fact about the mimosas. There is no mimosa in mimosa salad. I would like to start a movement to reclaim the mimosa name. If you have no percentage of mimosa in your dish, you shouldn't have the right to call it mimosa. It's false advertising. In solidarity with the mimosa, I'm wearing yellow gloves. Even the sun has a shade of yellow. In solidarity has just joined my campaign. That car is with us, the original Mimosa Village. Next time someone claims to serve you a mimosa salad, you should challenge that claim. So motivationally, it's a little bit of a struggle to disassemble all this and reassemble it to change these parts. If I can do it early in the morning, it's gonna be all fine when I'm fresh. And the success with the kick drum pressure that was plug and play. Perfect result on the third try. This is the third try for the other channel, so this should get us closer and closer to the big marble test whenever the machine is ready for that. Thank you so much for following Vintergatan 2. It's honestly been so much fun with the second channel. We're thinking about how to do it. Maybe we're going to move over to Vintergatan 1 and just let this be Vintergatan 1. That might be a change in the future. I don't know. I'm all iterating and testing out things here. This machine is such a large world. It has like 10,000 parts and each sub-assembly is a little project in itself. I'm learning the skills required to make this machine work. So it's a very slow, long grind, and it's an honor to have you with me in this journey. Watch out for those moles and don't eat a mimosa salad without challenging that claim.
Thank you for following the day-to-day action as I'm trying to finish the Marble Machine X, and thank you so much to all the Wintergatan patrons and YouTube channel members. And if you're interested, there are a couple of free downloads at wintergatan.net. In the meanwhile, I'll keep pushing the Marble Machine X in the workshop, and I'll see you in the next video.